So dear cadets, good morning. So yesterday I taught you difference between simple distillation and fractional distillation, and definition of distillation also I taught you. Today I am going to teach you one example which is based on simple distillation. The question is, how can we separate a mixture of two miscible liquid like acetone and water? So rather than acetone, you take here alcohol, one particular acetone, okay, write acetone only, no problem, acetone and water, okay. So as you know, we have to separate the component of mixture on the basis of certain headings. So the first one is study of component of mixture, okay. So how many components are here? There are two components here. The first component is acetone, second component is water, okay. So the water, its boiling point is 300 Kelvin. Its boiling point is 373 Kelvin, okay. So this is less boiling liquid, less boiling liquid. This is more boiling liquid, more boiling liquid, or you can say high boiling liquid. So this is less boiling liquid, means what is there? Its boiling point is less. So less boiling liquid means easily vaporize, means it will evaporate first. What about this one? This evaporate bit late, okay. Now just see. So since it is easily vaporizing, so it will condense also, condense first, condense late, okay, condense late, okay. So now we have studied the component of mixture, and on the basis of component of mixture we have to adopt technique. So which technique you will use here? The technique which you are going to use here is simple distillation. Technique used. So technique used here, write simple distillation. See the simple distillation. What is the principle of this technique? The principle of this technique is, when liquid mixture heated, then liquid which is having less boiling point, evaporate first, while high boiling liquid evaporate late, okay. So just see here, which is high boiling? Water. So water will evaporate little bit late and acetone will evaporate first. Since it is evaporating first, so it will condense also first, okay. So this is the principle. Now what is the method or procedure? Method or procedure. So as you know, simple distillation is carried out in simple distillation flask. simple distillation flask, simple distillation flask. So just see here, simple distillation flask means this method and procedure I am going to show you with the help of extra marks. So dear cadets, this is the simple procedure for simple distillation. This is the distillation flask. Here what is there? Tripod stand with the Bunsen burner. This is thermometer. This is the condenser tube. This is water inlet. This is water outlet. And this one, just see. First, who will come out? Acetone. Let us see the entire process.
Different separation techniques are used for separating components of different types mixtures. A mixture of two miscible liquids can be separated by a method called distillation. Distillation is the process of separating miscible components of a mixture that do not decompose on boiling and have sufficient difference in their boiling points. This process involves heating the liquid until it boils and then collecting and cooling the vapors formed during the process. The separation of liquid is usually achieved at their respective boiling points. The more volatile component of the mixture first vaporizes at its boiling point and then condenses in the condenser, while the other component is left behind in the distillation flask. Thus, the separation of the mixture is accomplished. Can we separate a mixture of acetone and water by using distillation? Yes. Let's see how it's done. Take the mixture of acetone and water in a distillation flask, fitted with the thermometer and the distillation assembly. Now, heat this mixture slowly and observe carefully how the temperature is increasing in the thermometer. As the temperature rises to 57 degrees centigrade, which is the boiling point of pure acetone, the vapors of acetone are formed and they start to condense in the condenser. This acetone can be collected from the condenser outlet. You can notice that water is left behind in the distillation flask. Do you know there are several important applications of distillation as well? Let's discuss a few important ones. Distillation is used in food processing to produce distilled beverages. On a large scale, distillation is widely used in petroleum refineries and natural gas processing plants. It is also used to separate the mixture of organic solvents like ether and toluene, hexane and toluene, chloroform and aniline, and so on.
So I hope that you people have got the simple distillation. Now in the video only what was given, the application of simple distillation was also given. So note down that one, because sometime they may ask 1 marks question. Now let us move to the another type of distillation, that is the fractional distillation. So when fractional distillation is used when the difference in the boiling point of two liquid is less than 25 degrees Celsius. If it is greater than 25 Kelvin, not degree Celsius. Always remember, if the difference is more than 25 Kelvin, then simple distillation should be used. If it is less than 25 Kelvin, then only fractional distillation method is used. and you know the fractional distillation is carried out in fractionating column. Okay, so what is the meaning of fractional distillation? Fractional, fraction. Okay, actually the principle of fractional distillation is vested upon these words: repeated evaporation plus condensation. Repeated evaporation plus condensation, bracket close, then condensation. Now what is the meaning of this one? Just listen here. When you take any liquid in the fractionating column, then what would be there? Two liquids are there, or more than two liquids can also be there. Since their boiling point difference is very less, so at a time only the vapor of all liquid will form. Okay, so now just see, little bit difference is there, but their boiling point is close. So now all the vapor will rise up, and those vapors will rise up in fractionating column. What is the fractionating column? Fractionating column is the long glass tube which is fitted with long glass tube fitted with glass beads filled with, here right, filled with glass beads or porcelain beads. Its function is to increase the surface area for repeated evaporation and condensation. Okay, so the vapor of all liquid mixture will rise. Okay, now it will pass through the fractionating column, and this fractionating column is fitted in round bottom flask. Okay, now in the fractionating column we have used the glass beads. What are porcelain beads? Those glass beads and porcelain beads, they will increase the surface area. Okay, so they evaporated, they reach at the top of the fractionating column, their temperature will be less, so they will condense. They will condense or not? So now who will condense first? Which has evaporated first, that will condense first. Okay, later on other liquid component will also condense. So now again after condensation they will come down in the fractionating column, again temperature is more, so what will be there? Again they will evaporate. So this process is keep continuing. That is why I use word here repeated evaporation and condensation, but after bracket again I wrote the condensation. This process will be continued. So in each time of evaporation and condensation there will be little bit difference between the components of mixture. And now that fractionating column is fitted with the condenser tube. So just see which is boiling easily or which is boiling first, that will condense also first. So if some of the vapor of that liquid which condensed first or which evaporated first reach to the condenser tube, so that will condense first, and it will be collected in the distillation flask separately. Same process will be continued till entire liquid components, means mixture of component, get separated. This is the procedure, and we'll take the one example and we'll explain you. So dear cadets, now note down the principle of this method. See, now principle already I have explained you. Same thing I wrote here. The mixture of miscible liquid is heated in a distillation flask. Always remember, it is the mixture, but the boiling point of component is less than 25 Kelvin only. The difference in the boiling point of components of mixture is less than 25 Kelvin. So the mixture of miscible liquid is heated in a distillation flask fitted with fractionating column. Both the liquid, means component of mixture, here I wrote both, it may be more than two component. The component of mixture converted into vapor which rises up in the fractionating column. When the temperature at the top of the fractionating column reaches the boiling point of one liquid, the vapor of liquid passes into the condenser and gets cooled, and it is collected in a beaker kept at other end of the condenser as a distillate. So remember, what is the function of fractionating column here? Since fractionating column is filled with porcelain beads or glass beads, their function is to increase the surface area. So when surface area is increased, then what would be there? Since the boiling point of component of mixture is very close, very less difference is there. So all vapor will rise and all vapor will condense. Okay, so just see, when they rise and when they condense, so while condensing they will come back down. Okay, so if porcelain beads or glass beads are there, so the liquid which is now means coming down because of those glass beads, what would be there? It will take time to come down, since porcelain beads or glass beads are filled there. Now just see, from bottom still you are giving the temperature. So the component which is having less boiling point, their condensed liquid will evaporate and again it will rise. Again it will rise or not? And the second one whose boiling point is little bit more, that will rise little bit late. So now gap is developing or not? And this process will keep continuing. Again they will rise top, again they will come back, and always difference will be there. And this difference is there because of the porcelain beads or glass beads. And at the time of heating, when the boiling point of one particular liquid is reached, so their vapor will reach to the condenser tube, and that will condense first as a liquid which will be collected as a distillate. For the better understanding, we'll show you in the extra marks only the procedure. You can do one thing. So this was the general principle. Now where it is used, we'll take one particular example and we'll explain you. So just try to understand here. Now note down here. Just see. How can you separate mixture of ethyl alcohol, mixture of ethyl alcohol and water. Ethyl alcohol boiling point, you know what is this one? 351 Kelvin. And what is water here? Water is 373 Kelvin. So what is the difference? Just see, less than 25 Kelvin is there or not? This is the boiling point. What is this one? Boiling point. So which method you will apply? Fractional distillation method. One more question is there. How can we separate the different component of air. You know what is that one? Air is a mixture of various gases or not? What is air? Air is a mixture of various gases: carbon dioxide, oxygen, inert gases, so many gases, nitrogen, so many gases are there or not? So just see, in both method what we will apply? We will apply fractional distillation method only. We'll explain, don't worry. Next, one more question is there. How can we separate the different component of petroleum. So try to understand here. But there is a difference between petrol and petroleum. Petrol is one of the component of petroleum. In petroleum, so many things are there, isn't it? small chain hydrocarbon, long chain hydrocarbon, so many things are there. So how can we separate those components? Just see in the blue and the black ink, as if they are the single component, but they are the various component. Milk, it seems this is one component, but in the milk only so many components are there. In the same way in petroleum so many components are there, and all the components boiling point is very close, and they can only be separated when fractional distillation method is used. So just see, for all these questions the study of component of mixture will be the same, technique used will be the separate fractional distillation, principle already you have noted down, only procedure will also be same, but it depends on number of components. Like here 2 components is there, here what is there, various components, here various components. So now with the help of extra marks I will take this particular example, this one, and will explain you actually how the fractional distillation is useful in separating the various component of mixture, especially when the boiling points of 2 or more component difference is less than 25 Kelvin. So dear cadets, now let us see the fractional distillation with the help of extra marks.
In this technique, the vapors of a liquid mixture are passed through a fractionating column. The fractionating column is fitted over the mouth of the round bottom flask. A simple fractionating column is a tube packed with the glass beads. In fractionating column, the beads provide surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. Given is the schematic representation of fractional distillation. We all know air is a mixture of different gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. So, is it possible to separate these gases? The gases present in air can be separated by the process of fractional distillation. Air is compressed and cooled by increasing pressure and decreasing. In this manner, liquid air is obtained. The liquid air is fed into a tall fractional distillation column from near its bottom, and gases are separated at different heights depending upon their boiling point. The given table gives the values of boiling points and percentage air by the volume of various gases. Do you know which gas forms the liquid first as the air is cooled? Oxygen gas forms the liquid first as its boiling point is relatively higher. Given is the schematic representation of fractional distillation of air. Crystallization is used to separate your solid from its solution.
So dear cadets, in this way fractional distillation is also over. Now try to understand here. Now the boiling in the fractional distillation of air, you have got the various gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. What is the boiling point of oxygen? 90 Kelvin. Correct or not? Means among the nitrogen, carbon dioxide and oxygen has got the relatively higher boiling point. So you know in the fractionating column which has got the higher boiling point, of course that will evaporate little bit late, but that will condense first. Are you getting my point or not? Which will there, what is the question? Means the boiling point is arranged there. Question is which gas will be liquefied first. So the gas which is having higher boiling point, that will be liquefied first. So don't get confused there. Now in the NCERT book also, in the column they have explained that one, you can see. So now in this way fractional distillation is also over. Now crystallization, chromatography and all these technique in the next upcoming video I will teach you. So today's question, so just see, no need to write the question. Already I told you the question. Same question you should write under same heading and submit me for the checking. What are those two questions? First one is based on simple distillation method. Second one is based on fractional distillation method. What is the first one question? How can you separate the mixture of acetone and water? Second question is how can you separate the different component of air? Okay, so now those two questions answer you should write and submit me for checking. Thank you.